friends, welcome to CEC Gurukul Live Lectures. Dear friends, this is our another session on career counseling called Pratibha Samvardhan, where we are talking about how you can make careers in botany or agriculture sciences. We have discussed in detail about the careers in botany. Now, taking the talk forward, we are discussing more on agricultural sciences. We have discussed what are the areas where one could have the best careers, and let's talk more. And for this discussion, we have with us in our studios Ms. Anjali Kaushik, and she is a psychologist, career counselor, and a parenting coach who gives knowledge so that she could make positive change in your life. So let's welcome our guest, Ms. Anjali Kaushik, once again. Welcome to the session, ma'am. And as you have given so many, areas, you have given a hope. Yes, one could have a brightest career in the field of agricultural sciences. We have heard about the horticulturists since we were, we were at the childhood, the age, and now the horticulturist, his role has, it has expanded as you have yourself explained. So, what are the other areas where one could move ahead?
So, I was talking about horticulture. We obviously learnt a lot while in the growing years we heard about it because it was an upcoming thing. But now it has expanded to further to become commercial horticulture. So, if you were to talk about commercial horticulture and what does the person really do, the job profile involves monitoring the entire production process, overseeing the growing, harvesting, the packaging, distribution and the selling of food, crops and plants, and the horticulturist will also be involved with supervising and training the staff, managing the pest weed control programs, writing of business plans, marketing products, negotiating even contracts with buyers and sellers, and helping to sell the finished products. So, these kind of profiles really require you these tasks to be done. And if we were to go further, I would say commercial horticulturists need to be extremely detail oriented with strong management and communication skills and have a great deal of commercial awareness. So, this is what commercial horticulturists do. However, there are other options also. So, BSc Honours in Fisheries is another program that's available. So, you can go up, take it up, and you can be a fishery biologist. So, when we say fishery biologists, they are these people working typically near the large bodies of water and conducting experiments regarding the conservation and well-being of fish. So, they spend most of the time studying how various natural and man-made forces affect the fish and come up with ways to stop both depopulation and overpopulation of fish. This is what a fishery biologist will work on, and the exact duties generally will depend on the work location, where they are located, what water body is around. You may as well take up being an animal scientist. So, if I were to tell you about animal scientists, they work in universities, laboratories and farms, and their main role is to find new ways to maintain and increase agricultural productivity and food safety. So, this is what agricultural scientists do. The work majorly consists of developing ways in which they can improve the number of farm animals, keep them healthy, and they do that by regularly conducting experiments regarding their nutrition. So, animal scientists also have to report any relevant findings if they have with their employers and the scientific community and the general public, because that's how you get to know about the animals in the field and what further can be done to improve. So, you might as well take up another job profile after agricultural sciences, which can be an agricultural veterinarian. So, an agricultural veterinarian is going to work with the animals in the farm, the ranches, and make sure that their animals are healthy and fertile. So, the job duty would include vaccinating the animals against potentially serious diseases, performing regular checkups to spot any issue, in due time, treating various injuries and illnesses. So, this is what an agricultural veterinarian would do. Now, if I were to tell you more, there would be an agricultural economist job profile also available. An agricultural economists, they apply economic principles and concepts to the study of supply and demand for various goods of the agricultural sector. So, the agricultural economist will therefore analyze various economic patterns and conduct research to influence and improve the decisions of the employers and clients. They will also work for the state departments and influence the agricultural policy. So, these are some of the options that open up after the world of agricultural sciences.
So one has immense opportunity, and one should not think that it is a narrow field. One can do only farming. Now the avenues are open for you, and what you need to do is learn, learn and learn, from which you can of course have the brightest future, the better future.
Totally, totally.
So ma'am, apart from agricultural studies, what is I should ask you, because the world is changing, the people are changing, the way of thinking is changing. Though we are into the lucrative jobs, still sometimes we feel that no, something is missing from the life. What else one need to learn, and what are the other areas one can inculcate in his or her life after studying? I mean, are there any areas or are there any studies?
If you ask me, the missing link, if you've taken all the degree programs and maybe you're already in a job and you're looking for something that's missing, then I believe that anchor has to come with spirituality and religion. If, however, not all youngsters would really know much about it. Generally, youngsters are considering themselves as atheists, and they believe there is no God, or they probably religion neutral. So if you're looking for that anchor, it surely comes with spirituality and religion. In fact, I'll share with you a very upcoming and a very new field called religious studies has been introduced in India. However, it's not been there for very long. It was there, but now some major universities have taken it up, and it's quite fascinating. And not only fascinating, it's very enriching, very intellectually stimulating, and people who have a passion to find out about the real truth, so to say, philosophically, and culturally, and find out more about how religion really emerged. What are the changes that happened during those times, during the eras that passed by? And what are the changes that we can expect in the coming times? Because Gitika ji, it's a world today where some level of racism still exists. There are communities that do get into conflict the moment you talk about religion or you talk about religious disparity. And I believe the youngster today wants to know the reality and the exact truth. So we have been talking about our textbooks in schools being written with a religious bent of mind, and after the new government came in, it changed all the religious texts and gave the exact truth in the textbooks. So
apart from religious studies, if we talk about the life sciences as a whole, if we talk about apart from botany, we have seen that the students from zoology, or the students in biotechnology, in biochemistry, do they too have the lucrative jobs these days?
There are lucrative jobs for biology and life sciences and agricultural sciences. So definitely lucrative jobs for all life sciences and agriculture and botany and zoology exists if you have been taking it up. For example, be it the industry pharmaceuticals, be it the foods and technology area, food and beverage industry, be it the hotel industry, be it your chemicals industry, all industries are offering jobs. So as I said, I'll just add a line here. Religious studies is an upcoming field. people who are wanting to find out the truth, they can take it up and they can study. So that's all.
Very true. Now everybody is talking about artificial intelligence. Everybody is saying artificial intelligence would, I mean, cut the job areas. It will make people unemployed. But we talk about agricultural sciences. Does it going to help or enhance this particular area, और इस एरिया में भी हमें लगता है कि कहीं ना कहीं आर्टिफिशियल इंटेलिजेंस जॉब मार्केट को कम कर देगा?
Artificial intelligence से मुझे लगता है it's helping the world of agriculture and agricultural sciences, be it fisheries, be it sericulture, be it any scientific discipline. In fact, not even scientific discipline, the humanities and arts-based disciplines, all are being helped. So it automatically guides you and makes writing of research papers, your applications, your preparation of a resume, everything becomes easier. And understanding of concepts is definitely being helped the moment you get help from AI. So if you want to take help from AI, the way out is, I believe, children do know, but I'll still talk about it once more. You get into what we call as the chat GPT, and chat GPT के भी official chat GPT लेना बड़ा ज़रूरी है आपके फ़ोन में, which comes through the openai.com. कई बार बच्चों को नहीं पता, chat GPT के भी 2-3 versions है. chat GPT 3.5 and chat GPT 4 is the version that you should be considering. There are other apps also which are not genuine apps, and beware of them. So use it, and I believe it's an advantage. It's going to help you. Your studies will become much easier, and it will facilitate your understanding of whatever subject that you have taken up, be it life sciences, agriculture, food studies, dairy technology, you name it.
And in some way or the other, it would be helping the farmers, the agriculturists, for example, in crop selection, or we could say the study of the entire the process which is required for agriculture farming, or as we talked about the various industries, whether it's the food or beverages or the textile industry, like we have studied also, and we have heard also that textile industry in some way or the another has a connection with the agriculture. So would AI will be a helping hand for all these particular areas?
Totally. It saves your time. So whatever work that you were earlier doing will be done in a fraction of the earlier time if you employ ChatGPT, if you use AI tools that are available. AI, the OpenAI is one of the tools, ChatGPT is one of the tools. However, there are other tools also that children can use, and they can save their time and the research that they want to take up.
Apart from AI, entrepreneurship, it is on the boom. Everybody wants to be an entrepreneur, and everybody in some way or the another, they have started their, even the small business, and they believe to have or believe to be the tycoons in the future. So now agricultural sciences or the area of the botany would help the students, would help one to be entrepreneurs in future. Are there any areas where one could explore?
Very much. If you were to be, let's say, an entrepreneur, I always say the word entrepreneur is actually a derivative from a Sanskrit word which we call as antar prerna. So, जब अंदर से प्रेरणा आए और आप कुछ काम करना चाहे, you're willing to be an entrepreneur. However, the capital investment is required. आपके पास है, आप बिल्कुल try करें. You can be a horticulturist, you can be a fishery, you can be a forester, you can be a farm manager yourself, you can be a dairy manager yourself. All these sericulture farms, you can open up anything. All these things can be taken up if you are willing to do your own startup. And thanks to our present government, startups are so much in support that the government helps you with. So I believe youngsters, it's boom time. When the government is supporting you, what else do you need?
Exactly.
So startups are majorly supported by our present government. So it's a great time.
We have many herbal, Ayurvedic products,
organic products, sustainable products. That's what the world is looking up at, and India is also a lucrative market.
And we are
presently.
still unaware with those products because nobody has introduced them. And if people are working, I mean, sincerely working with those products and making them available to the bigger market, it would definitely enhance the economy of the country too.
Totally, totally. For example, I'll share one of my students. She made botanical extracts, and those were botanical extracts because she would live near Himalayas in Himachal Pradesh. So she had these plants which were very rare, and applied to the skin, they gave very good products. So she made those botanical extract creams at home, and she sold it online. And presently, she is running her own business, and it's working very well. So people can do that, do these specializations, initiate a startup, and if you have something which is very innovative and which is very rare and unique, believe it or not, it's a great opportunity that can boom further. However, I believe a degree in entrepreneurship may as well help. So either a BBA in entrepreneurship can help, something to do with marketing, an MBA if you have a bachelor's, nothing like it, but a entrepreneurship degree if you get, or a knowledge of how to really run an enterprise, I think that will be an advantage.
And you know, all these areas are, they're so linked up with each other.
Totally.
It gives a feeling that we can do anything, whether it be the with the agricultural products or with any other thing else in the world.
Because nobody is born with a knack of everything. We learn it from sources. So either you get it from a degree, or you, as I said, do some internships, do networking with professionals, or you connect with professionals in the field, and you will see, you will get the required knowledge and apply. The time today is working on application of knowledge in innovative ways. And the world today is thriving on innovation. So you have to apply your skill that you have gathered from your degree and see how you can innovate and maximize it to the fullest that you have the present resources.
Definitely. Now the another area which is appearing into my mind, because we are more associated with the youths, and youth have this ability to convert anything into everything. Now, as you have seen how social media is booming, and how people are more into, you know, this making their vlogs and creating their content. Now agricultural sciences could be at boom if somebody wants to be into this social media area, and one wants to showcase the agricultural products, or could want to explain how the farming is done, how agricultural process could be more more easy, what technology could be used. If such videos are made, such content is generated, it could be beneficial for the masses who are watching, as well as for those who are producing the content.
The major booming sector. It would have been, but the lacking, I believe, is the youth is not directed towards the field yet. The youth is still unaware of these options that are available yet. And believe it or not, the moment we have the youth directed here, this is going to be a reality very soon.
We're talking more about the migration. The people are migrating from the smaller areas, the villages, in quest for a lucrative life, a very good lifestyle. But we have forgotten, we have the resources, as we have explained earlier, also discussed also, that we are rich in the resources, and our agriculture is the economy of the country, the backbone of the country, which we always talk about, and it is. So if youth is more inclined towards surviving the resources, maintaining the resources, one can have the better future also, earn also, and could be a helping hand towards the country's economy too.
Our country's backbone is, of course, the agriculture. And being an agrarian economy majorly, I believe the youth still has to be directed towards agricultural sciences and options after agricultural sciences. And that can happen, of course, by bringing awareness like the way we are talking about it. And yes, the youth who's migrating to cities in search of jobs and options like, again, engineering and medicine, I think there is so much more in the rural economy also. So you take, as I said, there are Indian Council of Agricultural Research, apex body, and the 70 plus agricultural universities that we have all across India. So that is why the government is trying to create this awareness. And the students need to then take up these programs, apply the knowledge to where they exist. And if they can do it, I believe the world is their oyster.
Exactly, exactly. Adding to your content, I've seen number of people doing mushroom cultivation these days, or they're doing pearl farming, or flower cultivation.
Yes.
You know, the flower market is so big. Everybody
Yes.
needs, the hotel
Yes.
industry needs the flowers every time. So these are the areas where people are, their careers ahead, they're making money, and one could think beyond that also.
इनफैक्ट अभी तो हम रूरल इकोनॉमी की बात कर रहे हैं, वहाँ पे तो बहुत पोटेंशियल है. आई हैड अ स्टूडेंट इन द सिटी ऑफ दिल्ली who uses terrace for terrace farming, and what he did was he reared exotic plants, and you would be surprised, he is now earning fascinatingly, and he is selling these plants not across India but abroad. And he has learnt, because he only did botany, and after botany at the bachelor's level, he went on to do this terrace farming and selling of plants, and presently he is running his own company. He has more than 10 persons employed with him. So he is working fabulously. So if we can use the areas that exist already with us, and why not the agricultural cities or the agricultural places in the rural, why not utilize them and see how we can improvise upon what we have, and not just run madly for cities. I believe engineering and medicine are beautiful careers, but there are more careers that already exist in the heartlands of India, which we are unaware of. So we need to make our youth more aware of these options.
So there are two kind of people. One, they have their inner gist and the desire to achieve what they want, and sometimes we learn after studying. Like these courses you have explained over here, how one could make the careers in agriculture sciences or botany. So after studying, an insight is built, and that insight helps us. Yes, this could also be done, and हम कहते हैं अरे वो उस एरिया में एंटरप्रेन्योरशिप कर ली, या वो इस तरह से कल्टिवेशन कर रहे हैं, ऐसे कैसे सोच लिया? Because the education somehow has given us or gives us the insight as a whole.
So insight लेने की ज़रूरत है. आप ये जो programs हमने बताए उनको आप करें, डिग्री आप अपने ले लें, अब लर्निंग के साथ उसको अप्लाई करें अपनी सोसाइटी में, अपने एग्जिस्टिंग areas and see how you can grow it further and see how it can be a boom, not just for you and for the country as a whole. Why
Exactly.
not? That's how we'll contribute to our society and the country.
Very true, very true. This is not the last question, but yes, it is always a question. If I want to go abroad and study there, specifically the agricultural sciences, so how easy it is and how helpful it would be for one who wants to be in this particular area?
It's very easy and it's highly in demand. So you need to make a strong resume and you need to give the English proficiency test depending on the destination that you're looking up at, and decide the university. So depending on the ranking, check it out and apply in time. So generally apply 1 year prior, and agricultural sciences is such an upcoming thing, not only in India but abroad majorly, yes. So don't think twice, simply go ahead, and it's going to be a great start for your career and of course your future.
And technology is one of the most important thing. The earlier we talk about the times back, how the agriculture, how the farming was done, and how things have changed. And in another 10 to 20 years, things will be changing.
Yes.
All because of technology.
Yes.
So one needs to learn the technology.
The application of technology in today's time in our fields, in our agriculture, that's what we are learning and then improvising on it. This is what needs to be taught.
And one could be the torch bearer if one wants to
Why
help
not?
the farmers, the agricultural industry, and if one studies in this particular area, would definitely be
because there is no dearth to the money that you can earn. It's not about just prestigious jobs. These jobs are equally lucrative once you are in the field and you gain the relevant experience. And of course, if you're an entrepreneur, there is no limit to the money.
In fact, one could be a social worker also then.
Yes, you
if
can
one
be.
feels that हमें
Yes,
farmers की
yes.
help करनी है,
Yes,
agriculture
you can
industry
be a journalist with them.
Very true, very true. We need journalists in the
Yeah.
agriculture area with
Yes.
its dearth of such
Yes.
journalists
Yes.
who could basically work for the farmers or the
Yes,
agricultural
yes,
industry.
Totally.
So, dear friends, you have these immense areas where you can move ahead, where you can have your career. What you need to do is you need to learn. You need to learn how you can grow yourself if you want to be into the agricultural industry. So with this note, we would like to thank Mrs. Anjali Kaushik once again. Ma'am, thank you for giving this vivacious session to us, and we would like to connect with you in future too, so that our students are benefited by your talk, by your insights. Thank you once again. Dear friends, thank you for watching us. Keep writing us. You can contact us through our email ID. Our ID is cecgurukul.live@gmail.com. We will try to give answers to your questions through Anjali ma'am. And friends, we believe that your feedbacks are important, so keep writing us. We are going to upload this lecture on YouTube for you, so that you can access the lecture the number of times you wanted. And we will be talking on another important topic related to your careers. Till then, take care. Goodbye.